Hey y'all, it's Amy from 1000 Pound Sisters. Engage. And for all of you who like pop culture, go check out the 1000 Pound guys from Subfacts. That would be awesome. Stay positive and stay strong, and I love you guys so much. Bye.
Hello and welcome to Subfacts. I'm your host, Matt. I'm here with my partner in crime, Mooney. What's up, Mooney?
What's up, dude?
Hey, you know why I played that bumper? I know it's your least favorite bumper of all bumpers.
By far.
I wanted to give a certain shout out to Amy from 1000 Pound Sisters. She had her second child this week.
Oh my God.
So welcome to the world, Glenn.
Wow.
She named her son Glenn. Well,
Glenn.
Gage, who we got in our bumper. Now it's Gage and Glenn. I guess there's something with the G's over in the Amy household.
Yeah, a lot of families do that. They use
I think it's the
same
stupidest thing in the whole wide world. It's just dumb.
My sister-in-law did it.
Um,
Amy.
no
Ashley
offense,
Austin.
but it looks good on you.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, hey, some people do it. It's easier that way, I guess.
No, it's dumb.
Hey, I don't know.
It's stupid.
My parents didn't do it, obviously.
Because you know what you do is you pigeonhole yourself into a dumb name. Like you go, oh, well, I started off
There's
with...
a lot of names out there.
Yeah, but you're pigeonholed into the first letter name. It's dumb. What if you start off with let's say you go with M's, right? And you start off and you have Max, then you have Michael or whatever, and you're going to have another kid and you have to have an M, but then you hear the coolest name you've ever heard of and you go, well, I want to do that, but I can't because now I'm stuck with stupid M's.
Why? You can,
you can't stop the chain once you've started.
Oh, you can't?
No.
So you can't have two M's and then just have a K or
because
B
then
or
the
L?
first two M's are going to feel stupid because their parents were dumb at that point.
They could easily make an excuse as to why both of their names start with M that has nothing to do with the letter.
Let's start their lives on a pack of lies. Dumb.
Wow.
Just don't get pigeonholed into stupid letters. Dumb.
It's meaningless. It's a name.
It's stupid. That's what it is.
They can name it whatever they want. They can use any letter in the alphabet to start.
I agree.
I don't like the idea myself, but I mean, it's not terrible.
You're like, we're going to be the M family. Dumb. I would be so irritated if
that irritates you.
I would be so irritated if my family did that and then BK was BM, whatever, brother Mark, brother whatever, and then I'm like, yeah, we're all M's. Stupid. Dumb.
I don't know another, I'm trying to think of a guy's name that starts with K. Carl with a K.
You could do that. Then
you'd be really mad because then your name was stupid.
No, because then you're
you're
going to run into dudes named Kelly. You know what I mean? Dude,
Kelly, yeah, but Kelly's a dumb name.
I agree for a guy. Jinx, but yeah, it's stupid. Just don't get involved. But apparently this poor kid, Gage is kind of a decent name. I'm cool with that.
I like the name Gage.
Glenn. That's not exactly the coolest name in the world.
Nah, Glenn's not good.
Other than Glenn Danzig, boom.
Glenn Danzig.
But other than that, when have you ever seen a Glenn that was cool? Have you met a Glenn that's cool? I don't even know a Glenn. I don't think I know a Glenn. But anyway.
I like Gabe too.
Like Gabe Kaplan, Welcome Back Cotter?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Or Gabe Fokker.
What? No. Wasn't, oh God, I'm having a bad brain fart day, but I thought, what's his name? Stallone's name in,
Gabe Walker.
Yeah, Gabe Walker.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's what
Solid.
I thought.
Boom. Okay, fair enough.
I like the name Gabe. Gabe's a good name.
Yeah, it's a good name. It's a solid name.
Plus, I like it. I mean, if Stallone is named a character in a movie, typically I like that name. Like Marion. I'll like Marion from now on because Marion Cobretti. So.
Yeah, I don't think I could name a boy Marion though.
No, I wouldn't, but I'm okay with it because of him.
You're definitely getting picked on, when you're a kid and all this kind of stuff.
You are.
Yeah.
Unless your last name's Cobretti, then you're going to be it.
Yeah. Oh, so in the vein of old school WWF or now WWE.
Bacon! Oh, that's right. The warm up is back.
Welcome to the show. Hailing from parts unknown, weighing in at. No, I'm just kidding.
Hailing in from vacations galore.
I know, right? Finally back after like 2 months of vacation.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm going on an 8-month vacation, guys.
Yeah. Yay! Welcome back,
Thanks.
Brian.
I was only on vacation
What's up,
for
dude?
like a week. The other was work. It was legitimately work.
Oh, I'm only doing work at
Legitimate
a Club
work.
Med.
So
yeah.
I was in the basement of this place. I was working staff working an event to make sure the event was running. I wasn't attending the event as an attendee. So I was being worked from like 6:30 in the morning till like 8 o'clock at night.
Sure you were.
I'm not buying it. We talked about it. Like
I know
those
you're not buying it, but it's true.
Uh-huh.
So,
Okay.
so.
Yeah. I'll buy it. Okay.
So anyway, he's had 6 months to create a warm up.
Yeah, so this better be good.
So yeah, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see what the warm up brings.
Let's see what the comeback warm up is.
First question.
Boom.
Your younger self is going to college. What would your older self tell your younger self before you leave?
Oh man.
My younger self is going to college, and now me us having gone to college, what we would say, oh, I would, you know what though? I think I would say to like fully enjoy it, like embrace it, like take those chances, you know? Like
What?
I think our college experience was completely different.
Well, I mean,
mine and yours.
Here's the problem. I mean, I would tell my younger self certain things based on what I know now. But there are people who did what I know now back in college. So it's tough. Like, I mean, in other words, if I'm going to give him an advantage, I would say go after girls more. I was going to say, get more phone numbers, make more introductions.
I've got a caveat to that.
You know what I'm saying?
So I told you how like a couple weeks ago I took my son to my college just to let him see what it's like and everything. On the drive, and this is valid for this question. I would tell my younger self to go with the girls find the girls with emotional issues much earlier in life than like later. So like in the first, like when I was in high school, I wasn't looking for the emotional issue girls, and neither like it took me a couple years into college. Why would you give that
advice? And why would you jump in to me saying go after girls with emotional issues?
Yeah, because emotional issues, you like it's one of those things where
I can wreck the dude. Then they could be a Stalkerville.
I would love to have a stalker. Like, I totally would.
No, stalker women, you don't need them.
I would perform for my stalker. Like, I'd dance in front of my window and all kinds of stuff.
Do you understand they would prevent you from getting other women? That's what they do.
Yeah, but then you just go, yeah, she's crazy. She's my stalker. It's all good.
It's not acceptable. They wouldn't. They're not going to go in. They know they might get, like, dead.
It's all good.
No,
but I found
that's the worst advice you could give them.
No, there's very attractive girls with emotional issues that find me attractive, whereas girls that don't have emotional issues not necessarily finding me attractive. So the way to play that angle is
completely jump in.
So what if they
water.
cry after sex? It's okay.
You have no idea where I was going where you jumped in the water.
I'm just kidding. Good. What were you saying?
All I'm saying is you need to put yourself out there more. So many times I've been told, why didn't you ask me out? Or why didn't you call me? Or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't know you liked me. All I'm saying is that's what I would tell them. Look, girls like you. They're probably not telling you to your face. Just make more introductions. Go after them a little bit more. Take them out. Do stuff. That's what I would tell them. Be more aggressive. Not aggressive, creepy aggressive, but be more aggressive, like get more out there.
There you go. Cast a wide net, as you say.
Because you're going to catch more. I was too shy. Like right now, I am not shy with women at all. But in college, I was a little bit more shy. I would still talk to anybody, but I wasn't who I am now. Back then, I could give the kid a little bit more advice. Mm-hmm. But there people back then were way better than I was. So, what do you say? You say, hey, you could be better than me, but still not as good as like Zack Wilson or something.
I needed emotional issues. It was because
I would not want that.
Because the girls I was attracted to, and I threw out that wide net, but they had confidence, and so it was one of those like a good-looking girl with confidence is not looking for a fat guy with confidence. So you need the emotional issue girl that's like.
But there are lower tier. You could go for the 7s and the 6.5s.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you could get a solid 8 with emotional issues and be perfectly fine.
No.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
You're crazy.
That's my advice to my younger self.
Well, you're gonna no.
There's a saying: don't put your D in C. Don't put your D in crazy.
Okay. Well, anyway.
It's just it doesn't end well at all.
Okay with
All right,
crazy.
that's Matt's advice. So
yes, that's my advice.
Wow,
let's go on to the next question.
Wait, so you would just basically tell him to be you. Say, hey, I know I made mistakes when I was a kid. Go make the same ones.
No, I'm saying not to make because I waited a couple of years till I found that path.
Right, but you basically are telling him to do what you did. I'm telling him to do something different.
And the funny thing is, the whole thing started when he was trashing emo girls, and I was like, "Oh no, emo girls are where you want to go."
Don't you want to give your younger self a chance at a better life?
Well, it depends on if my younger self like looks and acts like I did then, which I'm assuming he would. Then I want to say, look, hey, there's an easier path here. Take this path. Yes, that's what I would do.
All right.
Boom. Next.
Right, next question.
Keanu
Reeves is awesome, but he's also had a lot of bad movies. Which is his worst?
Yes.
And I put a whole bunch of them up here. For those that are listening, I've got Generation Replicas, Exposed, Little Buddha, The Watcher, The Whole Truth, A Walk in the Clouds, Feeling Minnesota, Sweet November.
You don't have I know which one right off the bat.
Yeah. And I did put Destination Wedding
on
here
for your. He doesn't even have. He doesn't. Oh, I don't know. He doesn't even have it on here though. Is Scanner Darkly, that cartoon one?
Okay, got it.
That annoyed me to no end. I hate it when they try to make a cartoon look like a real person. It's like a real person, but they did the opposite.
I like that movie, but yeah,
it's dumb.
Let me see. The Watcher is terrible. Some of these I haven't seen. I cursed my brother because he told me to watch Destination Wedding, and that was...
I couldn't get through 5 minutes of it.
Abysmal. Yeah. It's abysmal. Yeah. It really is bad. Siberia is really bad. I'm going to go with The Watcher because I was kind of excited to see that one, and that completely destroyed all my expectations.
Yeah, I missed all of those. I didn't see any of them. I think I saw Feeling Minnesota, maybe.
But he hasn't, after he hit it big, he's done pretty well.
Yeah.
After John Wick,
by the way, John Wick makes up
John
Wick makes up for all this crap.
Yeah, it does.
But I think he made replicas after he made the first John Wick. So
can't win them all.
Well, that was I think they were jumping on his fame. So that was a quick little, oh my God, I'm famous, and then I'll make this.
And I would say The Lake House, I think, did actually pretty well. And it's not my kind of movie, but I mean, I think some of these movies actually did okay. Like A Walk in the Clouds, The Lake House, and Sweet November, I think were actually...
Yeah, Sweet November, I mean, Charlize Theron's in it.
My wife loves The Lake House. So, I think it's not for us necessarily.
Yeah,
but I don't think they were bombs.
These are pretty bad movies, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
cool.
Luckily, he's got the 3 John Wicks and a 4th one coming.
Boom.
Awesome. Okay, next one. Save 3 of these bands. The rest never existed. You both have to agree.
Let me jump back one.
Mooney can go first.
I'm going to jump back one. Matrix 3 Revolutions was god awful.
That was pretty bad.
So
you're going to take that one? Okay.
Yeah. Save 3 of these bands. The rest never existed.
And you both have to agree.
You both have to agree. Oh,
we both have to agree. Why?
I'll let Matt. I'm going to let Matt choose because there is not a unless I don't think he's going to get rid of any of the ones that I will not agree to get rid of. Does that make sense what I just said? Probably not.
You're going to just agree with what I say?
And can't see.
The saying is okay, for example, Queen, Van Halen, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, ZZ Top, Huey Lewis, and Motley Crue. There is no way I'm allowing you to get rid of any of those. Same with Metallica. Outside of that, I will let you I am not tied to
Okay, well, there's one that's a guaranteed has to be on the list because it's my all-time favorite band. Bon Jovi. He's got that up there, so it's not like I'm not going to say
save.
no.
I thought you meant get rid of.
No, you can only save 3 bands. So if we're in a like a sinking ship and you have the lifeboat,
I read it wrong. God, I'm an idiot.
You're only saving 3, so Bon Jovi's 1 guaranteed. Which I can't say that you would agree. I don't know that you would agree.
I wouldn't want to say Bon Jovi out of all these other choices.
Yeah,
but
no chance.
There's no chance I'd save them.
So I would.
Why would you say Bon Jovi out of all these other choices?
It's my favorite band of all time. You can't
Okay, so
you've seen I've got a Bon Jovi wall.
All right,
in my house.
So we have to agree on the third because I'm saving AC/DC no matter what.
I would have Queen in there.
Queen?
Well, because I would
over Motley Crue, Huey Lewis, ZZ Top.
You're gonna give up Pink Floyd?
Well, here's my thing. Pink Floyd would have probably been my third, because actually no, it wouldn't have been my third. Metallica would be my third. It would be Metallica, Bon Jovi, and probably Queen, only because it's the amount of hits, like the songs that I listen to. Like I listen to Queen a lot, so. Okay. But I listen to Metallica a lot, but Metallica only up until the Black Album. Everything after the Black Album sucks. So
what about Motley Crue? Are you getting rid of Motley Crue?
No, have you ever? So here's the thing: outside of Dr. Feelgood, and I love Motley Crue. I've seen them 50 million times. Outside of the Dr. Feelgood album, none of their albums you could listen to from start to finish and say it's a great album. They have 1 or 2 great songs on an album, but they're not like start to finish. That's a great album.
Man, I'm saving AC/DC, Van Halen, and probably Aerosmith.
See, like Metallica, you give me the first, 4 albums and or first 5, Black Album, and I'm listening to them start to finish and loving every bit of it. So that's where I would, AC/DC, I guess for me, like AC/DC for me, the Back in Black album, you can listen from start to finish and love every bit of it. But like all the other songs, all the other albums, you kind of have to cherry pick, and you can find a ton of classics. So I'm not going to argue AC/DC really. Guns N' Roses really has Appetite, and then anything after, because Use Your Illusions, they were good, but they weren't great.
Yeah. I thought both of those albums were good, and Van Halen's got awesome album after
I would almost argue Def Leppard over like Guns N' Roses, because Def Leppard has multiple albums.
Stop.
Okay.
Just stop.
I'm just saying it's
Def Leppard over
choice.
Guns N' Roses.
I would.
Oh my God.
Don't get me wrong. Appetite for Destruction is one of in my top probably 5 albums of all time. But once again, you go like Use Your Illusions weren't that good. They had you cherry picked each one of the albums. You could go
same thing with Def Leppard. I mean, outside of their main hits, their whole albums aren't great.
Def Leppard, everything on Pyromania is great. Everything on Hysteria is great. Yes,
everything on Pyromania is great.
Start to finish. Okay. Absolutely.
All right.
Start to finish.
Not really, but that's okay.
And then High and Dry, awesome.
I think you're.
Are we talking are we talking my taste or your taste? That's weird. It's kind of my thoughts.
Well, I mean, your tastes are pretty bad.
And don't get me wrong, Pink Floyd is definitely a high contender in there too.
Okay,
but I can only take 3.
All right, we're saving Bon Jovi, unfortunately. Not that I want to at all. So we're saving AC/DC, and then who's the third one we're saving? Van Halen.
Well, it's for if we both have to listen to it. I would say Queen. You don't like Queen? You're not a big Queen fan?
They have some hits.
Some hits.
But they have like 3 different albums of hits.
They're not Aerosmith.
They're way better than Aerosmith.
No, they're not.
I would say
as far as fun music to listen to, Aerosmith.
Queen, I don't think you realize how many songs Queen made that are
I
great.
do. They have that like double platinum album, whatever, with all greatest hits.
That double platinum. Okay.
I'm fine. Like I don't really like this because I mean Matt's more the Bogart on the music end.
No,
so
Bon Jovi to save.
I mean,
I saved Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi's literally probably number 10 on my list out of these, maybe even less.
The questions. This is where the question is wrong. Is you and I should each get 3. we'd have a different 3, and that
But
would
that's
be
what
it.
makes it harder. That's why it's a good question.
The fact that we have to agree on the 3, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, Bon Jovi, AC/DC, and Queen, I guess.
Okay.
Not that I'm happy with it.
I'm not happy with it either.
Well, you got Bon Jovi.
Do you honestly think?
And you got Queen.
By the
way,
way,
one. I got AC/DC.
That's your choice.
That's the only one I got. You got Bon Jovi.
Make an argument for somebody outside of Queen. I'll give you Pink Floyd if you want to go that route.
Aerosmith, Motley Crue, Huey Lewis, ZZ Top, Metallica, Men
I'm
at Work,
definitely not putting Huey Lewis.
U2.
Huey Lewis doesn't deserve to be in the top 3 of that group.
Genesis is way better.
No, they aren't.
Yes.
Genesis.
Genesis is a great band.
No.
Police is a great band.
The Police, you could definitely argue the Police, and I wouldn't go against the Police. If you wanted to, if you feel that the Police need to be in there.
I'm saying is that we're putting Bon Jovi in there who have.
And by the way, I'm shocked you didn't put Zeppelin in there.
Oh, yeah. I don't see them in there.
Zeppelin's not in there. You put Men at Work in there, like no one was ever going to pick that.
I put some easy ones.
Yeah, but you didn't put Zeppelin.
I might pick Men at Work hard.
You wouldn't pick Men at Work. 2 songs? They have 2 songs.
Is it only 2 songs? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'd pick them. I can access.
I understand why you're not picking.
I'd pick.
I'm surprised you haven't talked about
the
Cure.
The Cure. The Cure is awful.
I didn't think I would even get a vote. Like I love the Cure, but not enough. Like I'm not going to argue him with him because he's just not even going to. He won't even look at that.
The REM we're both getting rid of. That's no problem.
Yeah, REM blows. Like I said, me personally, I would probably do Bon Jovi, Metallica, and I'd probably still go Queen. I'd put Queen in there, but in slight Def Leppard. But I don't know. That's just me.
All right, I think we got our answer.
Well, if it was me, I'd do Metallica, AC/DC, and Van Halen.
Look at Brian. He makes up the questions and can do his own. He can just pick his own.
If I did, I don't have to agree. Only you two have to agree.
AC/DC and Van Halen, we both agree on.
I know. Well,
Metallica, I can accept. I'm fine. Metallica is way better than Jovi. They are. Come on, they are.
You can't name 3 Metallica songs, but yet you probably know more Bon Jovi songs.
That is not true at all.
Okay. Well, anyway, do we have another question?
That's the end.
Okay. Oh, that's a picture of you on vacation. Way to go.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad we had the warm up back. We missed it in the last month or so that we've been doing this by ourselves.
It's been fun to listen to the shows and be surprised by what you guys come up with. I thought they were pretty solid shows, and they made me laugh a lot while I was on vacation.
I was on vacation, so
awesome. At least somebody laughed. No, I'm just kidding. No, so outside of working like a slave in this paradise, you actually did get a vacation, right?
We left immediately after that work event was over, and we spent a day in Miami before flying to the Virgin Islands, and we spent 9 nights essentially in the Virgin Islands. It was awesome.
In the Virgin Islands, it was awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
How is the Virgin Islands? Is it like I've never been there. Is it like I'm assuming it's the whole blue water, white sandy beaches.
So we stayed on St. John, which is one of the U.S. Virgin Islands. We had to fly into St. Thomas and then take a ferry, which is about a 20-minute ferry to St. John. It's the island is 2/3 national park, so and all the beaches are national parks, so they're immaculate and well taken care of, and just beautiful. They look like right out of a movie. It's amazing.
A movie, amazing.
Is it like one of those situations where you can't leave the reservation? Like if you go to the Bahamas, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of you want to stay.
St. John is completely safe. It's a U.S. island, and it's well patrolled by the national the National Park Service and. I guess the U.S. I mean, they have the police and U.S. police and everything there.
So, were you at a resort?
So we stayed in a Verbo rental, house rental.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it was like a 3-bedroom with a really nice deck that overlooked the water and had a pool.
And
So we'd go to the beach during the day.
But then you have to buy your own like alcohol and
we
beer
did,
and
we
food.
did. So that, the food, there's lots of good restaurants there. There's some pretty good ones. And we didn't go out to dinner every night. We cooked some at the house. But and we just made sandwiches for like the beach and stuff while we were at the beach. But
so entertainment wise, was there like mini golf?
no, there's
Was
nothing
there-
like that. It's all like
or like a boardwalk?
entertainment's like the basically restaurants and bars and stuff like that, and shopping
No,
in the one of the two towns that are on the island.
see it for you.
No, I would never go there.
Like,
Mini
was there-
golf
was
is
there,
an
like,
I would either want resort or mini golf has to be part of the.
Because at resorts you get like gambling too in a lot of
Yes,
cases.
you do.
Like in the Bahamas, you get like
Most resorts
Yeah,
have
Yeah, so
gambling.
not on
Did
St.
you-
John, but you can go to St. Thomas on the ferry, and there's a couple gambling spots
Oh.
there, like casinos.
Oh. You might not be going to the USVI, sir.
Well,
Nope,
you
I'm not
probably
going.
like the resorts on St. Thomas, if that's the case.
Okay, I'll go to St. Thomas, but I'm never going to Virgin Islands thanks to you.
Well, I guess Virgin Islands
Yeah,
is St.
that is.
Thomas. St. Thomas is
Oh,
Virgin
so it's
Islands.
the same. Okay,
It's
got
part of the islands.
it. The islands.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
it was a good
great
time. Good
We had
time had
a
by.
good night. I've never been to Miami before. We had a good day in Miami. I got some
Awesome.
authentic Cuban food while we were there.
Ooh,
Yeah,
they
you
do have good Cuban food. They're solid on that
Cubano
front.
sandwich.
Yeah,
Boom.
I had like it was some sampler from the restaurant. We went to Versailles restaurant, however you say it.
Oh,
And
Look at them
Yeah.
living big
I
in
know.
Miami.
Well, if you go there, you got to go to
it
Miami
was like
Subs
cheap. It
too.
wasn't really expensive. The Cuban food.
No. Oh no, it's
We got a
not.
family of four. We got out of there for like under $100.
So you went to like
Wow.
little
Yeah.
Havana. Boom. Get the Cuban coffee and everything.
We didn't end up having coffee because we ended up going for like dinner and we didn't want to be up all night. So
Okay. Boom. Yeah, Miami's awesome. I love Miami. We could do a show. We should do a show from Miami.
I'll do a show for Miami.
We would have so much fun.
There would be lots of Asian women for me to stare at.
We got connections, and so
Yes, we do.
yeah, so we could probably get Cindy Starfall to show up on
Oh
a
my
Miami
God,
show.
that would be so awesome.
Brian, you got a lot of
I don't
homework
think I
to
can
catch
attend
up
that
on.
show, but
Yeah. Make that happen, sir. We had a couple things for Brian to work
yeah,
on while we were.
I'm gonna.
we were also lacking on the the whatever you call it, the visuals
Yeah, we definitely. Well, we
and the
weren't on.
research.
Yeah, so we didn't actually do a show on YouTube for the couple weeks while Brian was out. So now we're back on YouTube. So
What's up?
hey, what's up, folks?
What up?
I'm rocking my Subfacts
Yes, you
football
are.
jersey. Boom. And it's a one of a kind. Can't get that on the Subfacts website, but
We should have jerseys.
we should. This was really a test. I got it just as a test because I figured you would get one too eventually, but it didn't fit me. And so now I'm dropping some LBs. Now it fits. So yeah.
All right, maybe now I can go
Why-
get one.
Yeah,
Why'd
you should get
pick
one
number
too.
27.
27.
Because that's my favorite number. It's my birthday, but also Ron Hextall, number 27.
I would have picked 36.
I knew that.
7.
Yeah.
37.
Kevin Smith. Boom.
Oh, okay, got it.
Which I got my tickets to go see
And
Kevin
I'm asking you to
Smith.
Tell me about it and get a ticket with me.
I didn't want Brian to go. It was one of the. No, I'm just kidding. He's back. Never mind.
Yeah, but you're in the same show, right?
Did you get tickets
No,
eventually or
so
no?
I have like one other than you. I have one other friend that's sort of into Kevin Smith, kind of as
Oh.
much as me, and he decided he didn't want to go all the way to DC just to see that.
So here, so
I wouldn't either.
so folks, here's what
I mean, I'm not a big Kevin Smith fan, but
I just want to lay the.
even if it's Stallone, I'm not going to DC.
I want to set the table ready. I'll set the table a little bit just for those folks. Clerks 3 is coming out. We talked about that, I think, last week or the week before. And so Kevin Smith is basically going from town to town. It's the bigger cities, basically, and doing a Q&A and premiering the movie for folks. So I got tickets, and in all fairness, Brian, I did have you in my head. Because I figured I'd get to. I figured not many people in my world would even want to go.
Right.
Brian would be the guy that would want to go. And then after I got the tickets, I kind of told the wife that's what I got tickets, and she was like, "Oh, that's going to be so much fun. Remember how we met Kevin Smith and we have the picture with all that." And so then it was kind of like, well, Brian's short. So so I did feel bad. I do feel bad.
It's fine.
If she comes down with something, then you're my first call.
Just know that if she doesn't want to go for some reason, I will go. So
yeah. Okay.
Why DC?
It's a big city. That's why DC.
Why not? Why DC? Why are you watching it in like a theater?
It is a theater in DC.
Well, they're doing it
or whatever it is.
It is a theater. It's a Warner Theater in DC. What's wrong with it? Kevin Smith's not going to show up at your local Alamo.
Yeah, but that big theater in the Alamo is pimp.
But he's not going to show up
he's
there.
Gonna show
Why?
Up you can have like 800 people or
The
like
most
1,000 people.
yeah.
They're not going to come for
The Warner Theater is a huge venue.
And is it that big of a theater? Is it that big of a?
It's actually pretty big. I saw Creed.
Yeah.
Like I've seen bands there, but I've also seen comedians. I saw Chris Rock
like
there.
Really that big of a screen? Is it like bigger than the Alamo screen?
It's probably a regular screen, but what I'm saying is seating wise, it holds a lot of people.
Gotcha.
It's like if you're a top tier comedian, outside of playing,
I can see the comedian, but this is a
Chappelle, when he does DC, he always does the Warner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Chappelle plays the Warner Theater.
I know.
So, but Kevin Smith is going to be doing like a QA like he always does. So it's not only just watching the movie, but he's there. And I'll be honest with you, he probably will have Jay Muse with him and some of the other people who were in the movie to talk it up. Sorry about that, Brian. I'll take pictures.
Yeah, you really did screw him.
I didn't. I bought. Why
wouldn't you buy 3 tickets?
You can't buy 3 tickets. Anybody who buys tickets, you can't buy 3. You got to get them in 2s because ticket companies don't want you to buy that 3rd because it means nobody's going to buy the 1 seat. So you kind of have to buy them in 2s to get good seats.
So when you go to do the quantity and you select 3,
if you select 3,
they wouldn't let you select 3.
No, they'll let you. They put you way up top because they don't care about those seats. But you can't get good seats.
Right. So get 4.
Who's going to be the 4th? Nobody. Like, there's not many people outside of me that I know. Well, that I know of. That
one other guy I know.
Brian, and wouldn't what do you call it? CDO go?
No, he doesn't care about him. You wouldn't go. And like I said,
if you drove, I would go. But
to Brian's point.
But I mean, how much were the seats?
$50.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm paying $50.
That's what I'm saying. You're not paying that. Brian can't find anybody that wants to.
Or was it Red Hook, New Jersey? With this guy, and he still won't go to see. Kevin he still won't go see Kevin in DC.
Yeah, it's weird. So anyway, if let's say she catches illness or like, I will say one thing that might
an illness.
I will say there's one thing that might be in your favor is we're actually going to see a bunch of concerts around that same couple weeks. So she may be tired and she may just not want to go. And if that's the case, you're my first call.
Lots of concerts, huh?
We do, believe it or not. Like we have Goo Goo Dolls in Blue October on like the 17th of August. Then
Blue October.
Then we have Kid Rock on the 26th of August. Then we have Van Morrison on the 7th of September. And then Kevin Smith, I think, is on the 10th. So it's like there's a lot of back-to-back.
Goo Goo Dolls in Blue October.
Awesome. I've seen them both many a time, but
I know you love Blue October.
Love me some Blue October, and I'm really going because of Blue October. And the Goo Goo Dolls don't suck. It's just I'm a much bigger fan of Blue October. But anyway, Brian, I'm glad you're back. Didn't mean to like bring everybody down on the whole Kevin Smith thing.
Yeah,
I thought Brian got tickets. That's weird. I was sure that he was going to get tickets.
Well, you could have. I mean, I was looking
at, like you said, like though if I selected 1 ticket, they tried to put me like all the way up in the top level and stuff.
Yeah,
in the back.
Yeah, that orchestra. That's pretty much weak sauce.
I'm not going to pay all that money for that.
You should get 2 tickets. Mooney will go. We'll make it a.
I don't think. I mean, the tickets are probably sold out now, right?
I don't know. We're having trouble trying to find an extra person, so maybe it's not advertised too well, to be honest with you. So
yeah, I didn't even, the only reason I saw it is because you mentioned
you kind of have to be in the View Askew know, and if you're not really, then you're never gonna know.
This movie's gonna be especially it's gonna be for the hardcore fans.
It's gonna be pretty good. Fans.
Yeah, it's actually only in the theaters for like a Fathom Events, like 2-night.
Gotcha. Okay, so
yeah, you have to be a dedicated diehard fan to even want to be there. So
of which I'm not.
Yeah, so it's all good. We had a couple arguments this week, and
you always have arguments.
We always do, but we had a couple that I thought were good for this show.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So,
let's say I walk in the morning and arguing with.
Actually, should we do some RIPs before we get into the argument?
What RIPs?
We had some big RIPs this week. We had
who are the big RIPs this week?
I'm telling you, the best mafia movie. The best mafia movie in the world is being made in heaven right now, because you had like Ray Liotta was a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Now you have James Caan.
That kind of sucked. That's a decent
Caan's
one.
a big get for heaven. Then Tony Sirico, who plays Paulie Walnuts in Sopranos, also
Sirico's
RIP'd.
average. I mean, he's got that one. I mean,
dude, Paulie Walnuts was the best character in The Sopranos.
Easy, I agree with you. But I mean, he's got one show to his name, really. Sopranos. The guy doesn't have like a huge resume.
Did you need any more? He was actually, out of all the people who played mafia people, he was the only one that actually was a gangster prior to acting.
I mean, he's a decent one. I say Steve Caan or James Caan is
James Caan obviously is the bigger get.
He's
actually a small bit gangster before.
Oh no! Hopefully Joe doesn't go.
Well, Joe should be in a bubble right now, because based on James Caan, Tony Sirico, like I said, Ray Liotta recently.
Ray Liotta was all over the map though. He wasn't. He was Goodfellas, but
everybody nobody knew him until Goodfellas. That's
true.
He's always going to be Henry Hill to me. And then today we had Ivana Trump.
I know, that was big too. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of RIPs.
We had some big RIPs. Like, we don't need to go into each one of them and give a bio.
Two sports guys died too. One tight end out of Oregon. He fell like on some sort of. He was camping or not camping, but hiking, and he fell and he hit his head. And then there was Rashad something or other, Carolina draft pick.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. The other thing too is, what was it? Who was it? The Baltimore Ravens had like two people in the same day. Tony Siragusa and the other guy. Lots of sports people, sports and mafia.
They came back and said Marion Barber had a heat stroke.
Oh, I know. No chance he had a heat stroke.
Heat stroke, my ass.
Heat stroke. They said there was.
Come on.
They did say there was no drugs or anything like that, but I'm like, come on.
Yeah, he didn't have any drugs. He had a heat stroke.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence, by the way, had a heat stroke and then ended up going to rehab like 3 days later. Yeah. So come on, you don't like
you get a heat stroke. Okay, when you have 80 beers in the sun, it's not a heat stroke. It's alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, or like I said, drugs in general if they dry you out.
Oh yeah, because he was sweating and he would ever. No, it's because of all the alcohol in his system.
So they're claiming no drugs, but that's what the press.
No drugs. They didn't say anything about alcohol though.
Good point.
I don't buy it.
I'm not buying it either. Well, did you hear what he did though? They said.
What?
So they said that he was like jogging in sauna like conditions. So like apparently he went into like a sauna with like full on like tracksuit and everything. So it was almost like he was trying to cut weight. And it's like, you're old, dude. You can't cut weight. You're not. Who are you cutting weight for?
I don't know if I buy it.
So that's what they said. They said he was
like the whatever you call it, the quarterback of the Steelers, the Dwayne Haskins or whatever.
Yeah.
When he was he got in a motor vehicle accident. No.
Yeah, he was drunk.
He had a 0.25 or no 0.28.
Yeah, he had a high. It was like 4 times.
It was like 3 times the legal limit. That's not an automobile accident.
Yeah, but anyway, Marion Barber apparently, like I said, was in a sauna, basically jogging with a full-on sweat. Yeah. So it's kind of like, come on, dude.
Heat stroke. Come on.
Yeah. So anyway, R.I.P. to
R.I.P. to
all those folks. Okay, back to our arguments. So first argument, Zack Wilson.
Yeah.
So it
I don't
came
see
out.
how this is an argument.
So it came out this week that Zack Wilson, the star quarterback of the
Okay,
Jets,
whoa. Quarterback, not star. He's
their number one quarterback, though, right?
He is, but he's not a star. He had a very pedestrian first year.
But for the Jets at this point,
Yes, he's a supposed star. We hope he's going to be a star.
Okay, so the supposed star quarterback of the Jets, Zack Wilson, had a ridiculously hot girlfriend, and I'm sure he does now too. But he had a ridiculously hot girlfriend who is now hooking up with like the third string Shecky,
Dax Milner from Milne. Dax Milne, I think is his name.
Milne from the Commanders, who will never see a play. But anyway, she's a little on the bitter side, and a lot on the bitter side. She came out and said that Zack Wilson hooked up with his mom's best friend.
Outstanding.
And see, I think that's completely Oogie factor.
How is it Oogie?
So
how is that even close to Oogie?
So
unless you don't like women.
No, I'm going to throw a caveat. And we saw a picture of her. She's very attractive. So there's no, I'm not going to argue with him from that perspective. But there's a caveat. If the mom just met this lady within the last year or two and they were just best friends because they clicked emotionally, whatever, have at it. Zach, you go get you some, and I have no issues whatsoever. But if it was the mom's best friend, let's say since childhood, so where when he was born, she was at the hospital and she's like, oh, say hi to Aunt so-and-so, even though it's not really blood.
Right.
That's Oogie. That's Oogie.
How is that Oogie?
It's Oogie. It's just, it's like,
Oogie.
It's Oogie.
Why is it Oogie?
It's like hooking up with your stepmom.
She was a random cougar that he met in a bar and hooked up with her. High five all the time, all the way, no problems. But if it's his mother's best friend, and especially if it's a long-term best friend, somebody that maybe you babysat him when he was a baby, or
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but okay, so eventually
she changed his diapers.
Eventually, Zach hit puberty. Went, okay, wow, she's a little bit of a hottie. I mean, it just happens. You know what I mean?
For your aunt?
No, not for my aunt. No,
but it's the same thing. So
it's not blood.
But if
so
she's
say it's
liking,
your uncle, right, your blood uncle's wife, that wouldn't be blood.
Yes. Oh, that's it. That's a good point. Your blood uncle's wife.
No, because they're part of the family. I'm not
This
doing
woman's
any
potentially part of the family.
You probably see your mom.
It's not a legitimate member of the family. We gotta. That's known. It's not a legitimate member.
But you probably
of the
seen this
family.
person more in your life than you did the aunt or uncle.
But if it's not a legitimate member of the family, there's no ooginess. There's no ooginess.
You have no boundaries whatsoever.
There's no ooginess. She's not married to anybody in the family. She's not dating anybody in the family. She's a free, single, cougar woman. And he said, hey, I'm going to make this woman's day.
It's your mom's best friend.
Who cares?
Teddy KGB? No, but it's like I said, if you've known her your whole life,
it doesn't matter.
She possibly, to Brian's point.
So wait a minute. So you're not going to hook up with a girl you've known your entire life if she's hot?
If she was my babysitter, like for my whole life or whatever,
you wouldn't. Okay, you had a babysitter for 10 years from age 4 to age 14, and this babysitter turns out to be a dime piece. You're not going to go sleep with her? Bum chicka pow pow? Like, no, you are.
I shouldn't have said babysitter because I'm not going to lie.
That's a good point, Mooney.
Babysitter
I think
probably
the
would.
best friend, mom's best friend part is where it gets oogie.
Yeah, like if you ever called her aunt,
how it gets.
If you ever called her Aunt Marge or whatever her name is,
maybe he didn't. Maybe he never called her that. So okay, let's get a distinction. I don't think it's oogie either way. But let's say Let's say it's a new best friend. Let's say 5 years.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that.
23 years old or
something. Never met her before. That's
what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with that at all. Right. But if he was a baby and she was at the hospital when he was born, type of thing.
Did it say that? Did any of those articles say that?
No, this is part of the argument. This is just, it's all hypothetical. Nobody really knows the real relationship.
I'm pretty sure that would have came out. And the mom, who is huge on Twitter and posts almost all the time, would have said, I'm so devastated. I've known this woman my whole life.
She probably didn't know. Well, I guess she did now. Because
she did now. It came out. It's huge news.
And the mom hasn't said any. Like I haven't followed it.
Any like.
I haven't followed.
Oh my God, I'm devastated. Yeah, I mean, it's probably was just a regular friend. Maybe it's a book club friend. Who knows?
If it's a book club friend, that's fine. But if it's like besties,
I can't believe you have a distinction. I am nowhere.
Which, by the way, when we were arguing this at work, hide your moms, folks. We established if Mooney had a best friend since childhood and the mom was hot,
hide your mom.
He said he would bang the mom, and I'm like, you can't like if your mom, like if your best friend's mom is hot, but you've known her since your Cub Scout age.
She's
whatever.
Not married anymore.
You would bang your best friend's mom, literally, like
got it going on.
Oh my gosh! But how do you look at your best friend and go, "Hey, I just tapped your mom"?
How does it affect the relationship?
I would I would laugh if you tried to bang my mom, but I mean, like,
I think in younger days, like
downstairs,
I probably would have sacrificed that relationship to bang a mom.
Would you really like? No, but like, that relationship will never be the same.
Okay, all right.
That relationship is toast.
It's depending on
why is it toast.
If the
What do you mean? Why is it toast? You banged your best friend's mom.
So that means you can't have beers with a guy? Go to a Commanders game with him? Go to the Flyers?
No.
Talk sports? Talk movies?
No, because you
go see Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know.
Like at some point, somebody's gonna have bad feelings about it.
Brian, if somebody banged your mom, let's say she was divorced. If somebody banged your mom and it was your best friend, could you be friends with that person afterwards? Thank you. There's no way.
Now I probably wouldn't. I'd understand. I'd be like, okay.
Hide your moms.
Yes, hide your moms. Mooney's in town.
Is that the name of the show? Hide your moms.
Actually, yeah, really. It should be. It should be. I just like your moral barometer on this is just way low.
I don't see the problem in it. Like, I mean, it's just. I don't see a problem in it.
Hi, like. Hey, your mom's hot. I'm going to try.
Hi, Mrs. Snell.
Yeah, like it's one thing if you don't know the person. Cougars, I had no problems with that whatsoever. And I know there's somebody's mom, but if it's your best friend's mom, you can't just go, yeah, I'm hooking that. I'm doing no.
You know what it is? The reason I probably say it is I never had a friend who had like a really hot mom that I'm like, oh my God, like I would.
I can't say that I had one either.
Sure.
I don't.
So maybe that's why I'm saying it, because I don't, I've never contemplated it.
Yeah.
And now we're at an older age where like, I don't.
Yeah. Like I had a friend whose mom, I'd say I would, but doesn't mean that they're hot. That's just,
lazy Saturday or
whatever.
Talking, yeah.
But not to a point where I would ruin the friendship. I've never had
asked them ahead of time, hey, you mind if I, tag your mom? Or...
Like I would make jokes all day. Don't think I wouldn't. I'd be like, "Hey, your mom's kind of hot." She's
upstairs.
Like super bad. It'd be that stuff. I would completely make
I'm
jokes.
So jealous you got.
Yeah, I would make reference and all that kind of stuff, but I wouldn't actually do it.
I got you.
Like, all right, now if I was best friends with Alanis' kid or whatever, I don't know. At that point, I'd probably be like, well, hey, when in Rome, but
when in Rome. So now it is up to the hotness. That's what I was saying before.
I'm only saying this as a joke. It depends. The
attractiveness factor always plays.
But to your point, I've never been in that situation. I don't know. I don't have a friend who's had a really hot
too. Okay, you always have to play the hero card.
Which I'm not. I've never been.
I understand, but you don't know. Like John McClane didn't know he was a hero until he was stuck in Nakatomi Tower and the terrorist attack. He didn't know. He didn't know he was a hero.
Yeah, but he was a police officer. He at least practiced.
Yeah, but he was a crappy police officer.
He practiced for it.
What I'm saying is if you asked him if he was a hero, he'd probably say no. But he reacted. And even in Die Hard 4, he even's like, hey, there's no one else who's going to do it, so I got to do it. Yeah. So, what if the mom was like, hitting on all of Johnny's friends, and then one of Johnny's friends has to step up.
Somebody has to jump on the grenade, and that guy is you.
I don't know.
That's what we've established.
She probably doesn't want me. So here's the thing. Although my moral barometer is low, very low.
Very low, we're finding out.
What I'm saying is Shecky, who may have a medium barometer, may be like, 6'2", cut, 190 pounds.
Yeah.
Johnny's mom's probably going for Shecky.
Yeah, but
now is Shecky going to do anything? And maybe I'm third or fourth, and maybe all the other three said no because of the moral factor. And now, hey, I'm up to bat.
Now you got to step up to the plate, son.
Put me in, coach.
Hey, my mom's downstairs. I'll guess I'll allow some time. We'll cut the show early for you.
That's awesome. That's funny.
My mom is visiting.
What's the other argument, folks?
I should clarify she's visiting. It's not that I live in my mom's basement, just for the people who are new.
All right. What was the other argument?
Oh, the other argument was this was a Facebook question that I saw that you answered first, and we had just completely different answers. So I kind of wanted to see how you guys would weigh in. But it's if you were paid would you take this on if you were paid $5,000 tax-free a week for life?
15 years.
No, it was for life. It
was
for $5,000 a week for life.
Okay.
But you couldn't see your sibling for 15 years.
Right. Siblings, right?
Yeah, siblings. But I have one and you have one, so that's why I said sibling. But siblings, and I argue you can throw my whole family in for that 5,000, and I'm in. Like, there's not like, where do I hit the button? Yes.
There's no chance I would do it.
Like,
I don't even know if there's a number.
I would do it for less money, to be honest with you.
I know you would. You would do it for $5 a week.
I think I'd probably, in fairness, I'd kind of put up 1,000. I think 1,000 to 500 to 1,000 is probably my. Everybody's got a price, as Ted DiBiase used to say.
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to be in the hundreds of thousands for me to take that.
I hope you're happy, Rob. Your brother was willing to be poor.
I'm not going to not talk to my brother for 15 years.
Like, I literally wrote on that Facebook. I was like, "Hey, BK, we got a lot to catch up on in 15 years."
You can't have beers with the guy. You can't talk to him. I can't talk Jets. Can't talk whatever. Any stories whatsoever. I can't talk to him about mom and dad. Anything.
You have a podcast. If anything, you could talk to me about it, and you could just say, "Hey."
So are you gonna put out
If I could talk to Rob,
so
I'd
it's just
tell
a
him this.
week delay response every time. Hey, Rob, how's
right into the show, Rob. You can get away with that, but
oh my God, no, I don't.
Well,
know.
The funny thing is, you were like, "Well, that's terrible. I know BK wouldn't agree with you."
I didn't think he would.
And then I sent it to him, and he immediately was like, "I'll catch you in 15."
I don't think BK would. I think he's saying it to be funny.
No, he 100% would.
I'm not sure.
That's how my family rolls. We run deep. We're
Brian,
cheap.
What you say?
Brian, are you up?
I think,
all right, Brian.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Still on vacation.
I think I would have to take the money.
No, he would.
Wow.
I think normal people would take the money.
A lot of people did respond saying they would take the money.
I can't see many people saying no. I just, yeah. I even told, and I'm honest, I told my mom, I was like, I'm throwing you in there. I was like,
I didn't even ask.
No, I was like, I'll throw dad in there. We'll just,
If it was my parents,
it's
I
all
wouldn't
good.
take it.
Now, if it's the boy and the wife, and I do have to clarify that the boy and the wife, I wouldn't do it for the $5,000, but everybody else in my family, completely fair game.
$5,050.
And I'll trade out some friends even in that if I have to like swap the boy and the wife out.
What about
what?
If it was take $5,000 a week and not see you guys anymore, see ya.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks,
Vacation
Brian.
really hit him
Yeah.
strong,
Really?
Just because I didn't get him a ticket to Kevin Smith, man, he's taking it personal.
Wow.
But no. So 5,000. So I think you're on the. I want people to write in and see what they would do because I think you might be on your own island on this.
I might be.
Yeah.
And Rob may say, "I'll take the money." Who knows?
That would be the greatest.
Why? I mean, I don't care
nothing
if he
would
takes
make
the
me
money.
happier
Why would that make you happy?
Because I know how passionate you are and how you feel about your family, and like
But
you wouldn't even
him taking the money won't change me.
No, but the fact is you won't even entertain it. Like you won't even entertain it for your parents, your brother.
I wouldn't entertain it.
You don't even entertain it, and I would love it. Nothing would make me happier if Rob just goes, "Oh, if I take it in a heartbeat."
And he may, but that wouldn't affect my decision.
But what if Twilight Zone? What if you get the opportunity, right? You get somebody knocks on your door and they give you this is the opportunity.
Right.
And you immediately like, no chance, no way, I'm not going to do it. And then they go to his door next and he's like done. And then you still don't see him, but you also lose out on all the money.
Well, hey man, it's
Twilight
a gamble. It's the gamble I took, man.
Yeah.
I gambled wrong.
Yeah. That's Twilight Zone. I would laugh at you every day for 15 years until Rob gets out of jail or whatever it is. I would laugh at you every day. I'd be like, "Hey, did you talk to your brother today?" No.
Dork. Wow, you're a dork.
Well, we would still be broken doing this show. So, it would be fun.
Or maybe Rob's smart. Maybe he takes the money. It doesn't say anything about sharing the money. So maybe Rob would take the money and then send me $2,500 every week.
Maybe he would do that. I doubt it.
Right?
I wouldn't do it, but
You wouldn't.
And by the way, every show would be called Mooney Can't See His Brother. Episode 1. Mooney. We would just change the show name from Subfacts to Mooney Can't Talk to His Brother for
Mooney doesn't have a
15
brother.
years.
Nice.
We'll do 15 years of shows like that.
Wow.
Okay. So anyway, Brian and I would take the money. Folks, write in and let us know what you would do.
Nice.
Now it's time for movies of the week.
This should be a dog crap segment.
It is because, folks, I'm not going to lie. If you're going to go to the movies this week,
don't
go see a movie that's already come out. Go see Top Gun again.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian just saw Thor and loved it. So you can go see that. Top Gun, by the way, just beat out it for the Paramount who put the movie out. It just beat Titanic as far as it is now the #1 Paramount movie ever.
It didn't go more than Titanic.
Yeah, it did.
Not in domestic.
Yeah, it did.
No,
it just got $640 million. Yeah, it did.
It's up to 640.
I sent you guys the article. Did anybody read the work?
Gosh,
yeah.
Wow, I was like more than Titanic. That did like
the weird thing. The weird thing is when they Titanic has been there for 25 years or something like that in that same spot, and now they're going to be like our #1 movie ever is Top Gun 2.
Wow,
that's crazy to have a sequel that big.
Domestic 604.
Oh yeah, but Titanic was like 600.8 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it just took over, and it's not stopping. It's going to obviously continue to go on. So,
that's weird. Domestic 659 for Titanic. Bogus story.
Did you not, Brian? You read the same article I read.
Bogus story. Internationally, maybe. I don't know.
All I know is it's Paramount's #1 movie.
All I'm saying is the article you read lied. Liar face article.
We'll call out the person who wrote it.
I don't know who wrote it. You had a
should say
liar face article. And it's not even on, what do you call it? International. You read a really bad article.
International, it's over $1 billion.
No, but I mean, Titanic's at $2 billion.
I don't know.
It is.
Brian, are you pulling it up?
We're looking at it. So ticket sales for Top Gun Maverick now stand at 601.9 million domestically, beating Titanic's 600.7 million opening run.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. You can't read.
Well, then Box Office Mojo.
Well, no, so
that's
I think
weird.
Box Office Mojo. So they remember they re-released Titanic and that I think they're calling it their initial run.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe you need to clarify with initial run next time.
It does say that.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, in another week, it's going to be.
Although the latter's number has since risen with subsequent theatrical re-releases. So.
Yeah, like the Christmas Titanic re-release or whatever. Dumb.
By Christmas or even.
By the way, re-releases shouldn't count on the main number. It shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't. By the end of summer, it's going to be over.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, don't go see a new movie this week. Just go back and
save the money and go see another.
Because let me tell you the movies that are coming out.
All right. This is A dog-ass fest.
Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank,
Oh.
which is basically Kung Fu Panda, but 5 years later.
With
Not
Jack Black. and
Yeah,
no Panda.
so clearly it's not going to be good.
No Panda and no Jack Black.
And by the way, the Panda whatever is a stupid movie too. It's not that good.
Yeah, even if it was a Kung Fu Panda 5, I'd still
Kung
say
Fu
no.
Panda sucks. Anyway, the next one is based on a book. Everybody loves it. The ladies. Reese Witherspoon produced it.
No,
It's called Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh, awful.
So basically, it's about a girl who raised herself essentially in the marshes of North Carolina. And
that's interesting.
So she decides to go hang out with the real world for a little bit, meets two guys. One of them comes up dead, and she gets blamed for it. And so it's a whole murder.
How is this an interesting movie?
It's a whole murder mystery kind of thing. But anyway, the book itself is just made like the most money ever.
This sounds
crazy.
like a complete yawn fest.
I'm not ever going to go see it. That's what I'm telling you. Go see Top Gun again. Go see Thor.
Yeah.
So
what else came out?
The other movie that's not in the movie theaters necessarily, but it's called Wrong Place, which is Bruce Willis's final movie because he's got the disease and whatnot. Yeah. So it's basically he plays ex-police chief who is being hunted down by a meth kingpin. So he's got to save his daughter, who's played by Ashley Greene. I do love me some Ashley Greene.
Ashley Greene, okay.
So it's a red box movie typically, but it's because it's his last movie. If you want to feel sentimental towards Bruce Willis.
Is it in the theater?
I think it's going to be very limited. Okay. Very limited. It might be a Fathom. It's not even going to be a Fathom event.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about
No,
that.
I think your best bet is to go to like Apple and just rent it or buy it. Right, yeah, exactly. It's something
I don't
like
really want to see it though. So,
but anyway, it's Bruce Willis's final movie. If you want to pay homage, there you go. The other thing that happened movies wise this week was yesterday, the trailer for the second trailer for the Munsters, Rob Zombie's Munsters came out, and the first sneak trailer was really just kind of like the intro to the Munsters like TV show, which at that point you don't know enough about it, and you're like,
but this second one had a lot of.
The second one has plot lines and all that kind of stuff,
and characters of the costumes.
And I'm not gonna lie, it couldn't suck enough. Like
I don't want to see it now. I'm actually pissed.
I think Sherry Moon Zombie is very attractive, but she can't. I don't think she's a good actress.
Someone's mom.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I think she's very attractive. I don't think she's that great of an actress.
No, she's not that
to the point where it's.
But she can do like the Devil's Rejects movies fine.
But it seems like
she can play psycho chick. She's the kind of chick that you would tell your younger self to go after.
Yes, and I agree with that. But I think in this movie, she's like the lead. Like I didn't think the movie, like typically the Munsters, Herman was kind of the lead, not necessarily
she's
Lily.
The lead, yeah.
But in this one, she's the lead, and it's the whole courting of Herman, which I don't think she's lead actress quality.
This whole movie is not quality.
No, it looks awful. I think like, as much as I love Rob Zombie,
it's supposed to be campy and look crappy. No, I get cheesy, but movies shouldn't look crappy.
But here's the problem, and this is where like as much as I love Rob Zombie, the problem is a show like that ages out. It was a great show back in the black and white days because those campy monsters were what people knew. Those were the only monsters people had. So you only had Frankenstein, Dracula, and whatnot. Now that we've branched out to like horror with all kinds of Jasons, Freddy's, all these other things, those old campy things don't work as well.
Right.
And you couldn't put campy Batman, 60s Batman in a movie theater now and get away with it.
No,
you just couldn't.
People wouldn't buy it.
And so I don't think people are going to buy this. Like, I know it's a passion project for Rob, but I think he's going to lose a ton of money on this.
I think he would have done better off if he went violent monsters.
Yes, if he took it to a darker turn.
Yes,
much better.
Or if he did a remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Can't do it.
Why? Why can't you do it?
Because here's the thing. Mike Myers and Jason
killed it with Halloween. Killed it.
Agreed. Mike Myers and Jason don't have a personality. They don't. They just kill. That's all their personality is.
Okay.
Freddie.
So I don't see where this stops.
Freddie is like the only one that actually had a personality. It had a person.
So you're saying Rob
it.
Zombie can't write a
no. Robert Englund will always be Freddie. Anybody else? Remember they tried it with Jackie Earle Haley or whatever.
That was a terrible fail. But
yeah,
that was
but
Jackie
he
Earle
wasn't
Haley.
even. I get it, but you can't. There isn't anybody.
What did he do? He played one of the Watchmen. Like Jackie Earle Haley is not an. I mean, he
was the Bad News Bears back in the day. But what I'm saying is, there's no actor like. The best actor in the world can't like
Thomas Hiddleston could do him immediately.
Stallone can't be Freddy.
Yes, of course not.
What I'm saying,
Thomas Hiddleston could be Freddy in a heartbeat.
No, you need Robert Englund gave a certain thing to that role.
How do you know Thomas Hiddleston couldn't play Freddy Krueger?
I'm telling you, there's no one that's going to be Freddy Krueger other than Robert Englund.
I think you're wrong.
All the other people, you don't need a personality. You can put anybody in the mask, and all you do is tell them to go kill.
You can get a personality guy. They didn't last time. There's plenty of actors with personality out there.
It wouldn't be the same.
Hiddleston plays Loki, and everyone loves Loki.
I get it. He's a great actor. I like him. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying Freddy is his own thing. It's not the same as, and quite frankly, even with Hellraiser, I know they're doing a new Hellraiser. Yeah. Pinhead isn't going to be the same. It's not going to be that good because Pinhead's got to be that dude who played Pinhead.
Hellraiser lost a lot. They did like 5 Hellraisers.
It's kind of like, okay, take like Star Wars, right? Anybody can play Chewbacca and C-3PO because that's puppeteering.
Anyone can play Luke Skywalker as far as I'm concerned.
No. If somebody else,
zero personality.
If some other actor was like, I'm Luke Skywalker, nobody's buying into it.
They got the worst actor on the planet to play Anakin. The worst.
Yeah,
and
but he wasn't Luke.
Movies.
He didn't play Luke.
He played Luke's father.
That's
the most important character in the Star Wars universe.
That's different, though. Brian, what do you think?
I
fell asleep
I'm
again.
not sleeping. I hear. I have to think about this.
You can't redo Freddy.
I don't know that you can redo Freddy easily. I do agree with Mooney. I think there are probably people that they could put in that role. If they redid it right, it could be successful and good. But I guess a good recent example where they recast Hellboy, and they got that David Harbour guy from Stranger Things to play Hellboy.
I didn't like it.
Oh yeah,
he was
good
a
as
terrible choice.
Like the original Hellboy was the best.
Yeah, it's good.
So you have to be really careful about how you do that. And I tend to agree. I think Hiddleston might be able to pull it off, but I think he's too big of an actor to do it.
That's true. Englund was sort of unknown at the time.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing is like Englund, like I said, he gave life and personality to the character.
I'm not going to argue that he didn't. I'm just
as far as I'm concerned, though, make a new one and just have him as Freddy. He could still do it. It's not like he's, what's he do?
He could still do it. He could Freddy.
But no, but behind the burns, it's all makeup
yeah.
anyway. You'd never know. You wouldn't see it. He's still the same.
Yeah.
It's not like he got really fat or anything like that.
You just have to get a body double for the year, or at a
like for the stunt, you could eat.
So CGI anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I would just keep him going, and so boom.
Maybe people can chime in on that one.
Yes. Okay. So let's see. I think it might be time for.
This is Cindy Starfall, and it's time for Mooney's Dugout. Love you, Mooney.
Love you too, Cindy. Bam. Love it. All right. So, this is the deadest time of year for sports. It literally is a sports fan's complete vacation time.
I'm not going to lie, though. This is one of my favorite parts of the year from a hockey perspective.
Well, hockey free agency started.
Free agency, I love it.
But, overall, it's going to last a week and a half or a week, and it dies out. But this overall period of time where this only baseball sucks.
Oh, 100%. As far as viewing sports, 100% agree with you. And quite frankly, after the hockey Oh my God!
Right, and then you're going to have. By the way,
my Flyers are going to suck for the next 10 years. I just want that on record.
Oh yeah, they. I read an article today. They're losers of free agency.
Johnny Gaudreau basically was like, "Hey, he's from
Johnny Hockey.
He's from Philadelphia. He was like, my dream in life is to play for the Flyers, and guess who couldn't get cap space enough to bring him in? I would have immediately put the whole team on waivers.
I thought he was from New Jersey originally.
Yeah, but it's South Jersey, so it's the same. Like,
okay, you just can't say he's from Philly when he's from South Jersey.
I'm not sure. The team practices in South Jersey.
All right.
So anyway, so basically, they couldn't make the cap space to get him, and so they ended up picking.
And he wanted to play for either the Flyers, Islanders, Devils, or Rangers.
Yeah. But like he grew up a Flyers fan, so they basically.
Why would you not sign with the Flyers?
Because we couldn't get the cap space, and I would put everybody on waivers. I would put the whole team on waivers. None of them are that great. Claude Giroux got traded last year, so keep Couturier. I'll give him that, and keep Carter Hart. Other than that, the whole team should have been on. Like they should have just traded
on
them.
Notice.
Yes, and that's what they should have done. But no, instead of getting Johnny Hockey, we get 2 dodos. One of them we re-signed. We clearly got rid of him before for not being that great, and then we picked up a goon. Awesome, thank you, Flyers. You're ruining my life. I'm still gonna watch every game though.
All right, so Islanders aren't doing that well either, but so it is a slow sports cycle, if you will. But there is news. Progressive cut ties with Baker Mayfield after the trade from Mayfield to the Carolina Panthers.
Is Progressive like a Cleveland company or something?
Yes, they're not Cleveland per se, but in
Ohio, I guess,
Midtown or something middle part of Ohio.
Oh, okay. So they were like, since you're not an Ohio boy, you're done.
That's exactly right. Because he was saying like, hey, why don't we feature like a moving commercial, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm moving out and I'm going to a new home. And then like Carolina is the new home for him, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe even like moving Deshaun Watson in, but they're not sure where they want to go with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know he was doing anything for Progressive. So
you have those commercials where it's his house, right? The whole Cleveland Stadium is his house. Like they have people over the nachos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I keep thinking when I see Progressive, it's that lady who's in like the waitress outfit.
Right.
Flo or whatever her name.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the commercial.
Okay. Boom. Oh, well.
So it kind of sucks. I thought that some of them were funny.
I don't care about Baker Mayfield anyway.
I don't care about him either, but the commercials were sort of funny.
Fair enough.
Heinz is no longer going to be the name of the Pittsburgh Steelers Stadium.
It's not. What?
It's going to be
Heinz
Acrisure now.
What?
I don't even know what Acrisure is.
I gotta hate people.
So Heinz paid $20 million for 20 years of naming rights. 20 years ago. Acrisure is paying $10 million per year for naming rights.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Heinz is like, we're out. We're not doing 10.
So here's my take. I'm not a Steelers fan, so they can go F themselves. For me, I've always thought it as being Heinz Field, and I think that sounds better. I think that I know the almighty dollar is what we're. I know that's what happened.
It is Heinz Field. Everyone knows it is that.
I get it, but like people need to look at it and go, is this going to be a dumb name to say every Sunday when I have to go there?
Yeah.
And they go, if it's a dumb name, it's not worth the sale. Go like Heinz Field sounds good. It sounds like you're going to put Heinz ketchup on your hot dog or hamburger when you're tailgating. No one knows what Acrisure is. Which is stupid.
Nobody.
It's just dumb.
Probably some insurance.
It probably
some online bank. Like, I don't even know what they are. Like, oh, there you go.
I hate them. I now will never go to Acrisure Insurance Company ever because of unless they pay us a lot of money to do subfacts, but that's different. But I mean, like,
they pay us a lot of money.
F them. Like I said, I don't like Pittsburgh at all, but F them for changing the name.
Yeah, I think it's sort of crap. I was a little disappointed because I always know it as Heinz Field.
I hate all those.
So this one I thought was really interesting. I didn't know. I mean, I'm a huge Yankees fan, but I had no idea Jeter was like this popular. Derek Jeter, who wore number 2 for the Yankees. So apparently he's one of the best-selling jerseys of all time, if not best-selling jerseys of all time.
Baseball or sport?
Baseball. Since his retirement, 148 players have wore the number 2. That's crazy.
So that's like everybody in basketball wearing 23.
And no one wore number 2 before. Jeter was one of the first to wear number 2. And now 2 is a huge number.
Is it because they all wanted to be like him, or they want to prove that they're better than him?
No, it's all like him. So there's a guy who started for Boston the other day, a rookie for the Boston Red Sox. His name is Jeter Downs.
Wow.
Jeter is his name.
I like the Downs part better.
But
that's crazy.
And they were saying that the players wearing number 2, like Xander Bogaerts, Alex Bregman, Marco Simeon, these guys average to be the top WAR players in Major League Baseball, which is wins above replacement.
Yeah. Okay. So
that means if they were not to start this shortstop, they would start another, and this guy is way better. The guy wearing number 2 is way better.
It's crazy.
So I had no idea Jeter had that type of an effect on baseball.
That's crazy because, in like other sports, it's kind of almost revered. Like you don't want to I would say I don't know I don't know every number on every hockey team. Not many people are wearing 99.
No, you're right.
Actually, 99's banned in all of the sports.
Oh, it is.
Because I forgot when he retired, they retired his number. But I mean, I don't think if they hadn't retired his number in all the teams, how many people would actually represent 99? I don't think that many people.
I think a decent number, not 23. A ton of people were 23.
I think you almost have to fear the number. You know what I mean? I would be like,
you're not doing the number justice.
Yeah, we get that in Philadelphia from time to time because 27's been used a few times, and decent people, but I think Hextall still owns 27.
It's like 10 in soccer.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of those numbers where, unless you're really good, don't wear number 10.
Yeah, I would be afraid to wear the big number.
Yeah, I would too. So last story, and I thought this was hilarious. There's a fake, and I think it was Indian dudes. They created a fake cricket.
Way to go, racist. I'm just kidding.
I don't know how it's racist, but they created a fake cricket league to hose a bunch of Russians out of gambling money.
Really?
Of thousands and thousands of dollars per week. So basically what they did is they created this YouTube channel and they created a league with 22 players and they would use, they played in the stadium. So they had umpires and lights and all, everything.
Fake fans and stuff.
No. So they used camera trickery to basically only focus on the players and the play of the game. So it never went into the stands to show what was happening.
Was it like they're like, up next, Shecky Johnson, and it would be the same guy who just did it but with a mustache? They would no, but it was props.
They would in other words, they would have uniforms
wear wigs
and like you
stuff.
said, and every week, but they didn't notice that it was the same player wearing different uniforms. So they created this fake league, and what do you call it? So they would get all the money coming in. These bets would come in on the game.
Yeah.
And then they would decide who wins. And before the game started, they would tell the ump who's going to win the game. So it would be, and then it would just be all tailored around that.
Oh my gosh, I love this. But the only thing is, you don't mess with the Russian mob.
Yeah,
we've seen John Wick.
So now that it's out, the Russians are going to, you may find 26 dead Indian dudes.
There is definitely no Haji Wick out there, I don't think.
Right. That's the thing. There's no. They're going to be mad.
Actually, I should apologize for that. Hopefully
they're going to be mad.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they can travel all over the world. It's not like they stay in Russia. So that's not a good thing.
If you're going to swindle money out of the Shark Tank people.
Yeah. Don't swindle money out of Russian mobsters because Teddy KGB and Rounders. That's not a good scene. Grandma's coming after you. Just know that.
So that's the end of the sports. But I wanted to say the Shark Tank thing because I saw a clip as I was doing TikTok. So these 3 Asian sisters created this website, Coffee Meets Bagel, about 7 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
What's his name? The Dallas Maverick dude. What's it?
Mark Cuban.
Cuban offers them $30 million for the company.
Yep.
30
You take it instantly.
They said no.
They're dumb.
And no, they're not. No one knows Coffee Meets Bagel. No one knows. No one knows of them.
No, you're dumb. If you say like you take it immediately, because then you don't have to work for the rest of your life.
There's 3 sisters, 10 million each.
10 million apiece. You don't have to do anything. Go live on the beach. It's done. I would instantly do that.
Absolutely. You don't have to do anything. By the way, you can create another company if you want.
I would even say like, hey, look, you got a whole nother time slot for a whole nother group of people to come in because I'm instantly taking this.
Right.
This segment is only going to be 10 seconds long. You bring in another group of people that want
I don't know when TikTok started, but guess what? You created Coffee Meets Bagel. You probably could have created TikTok with the $30 million you had in 2015. And guess what? You'd have an $100 billion company now.
Whatever. Done.
You idiots. Why wouldn't you take the money?
One thing.
Because we're going to be Match.com rivals. Really? Where are you now? Where are you now?
So one thing I wasn't sure if you were actually going to talk about it on, and that is dumb, and I agree with you. But one thing I wanted to not forget something either. I wasn't sure if you were going to cover it in your sports section because it's a movie, but it actually does involve sports. There's a movie that's out on. You can stream it on. I know it's on like Apple to stream and stuff like that, but it's called The Phantom of the Open. I think it's
the Phantom of the Open. Yes,
Phantom of the Open, and it's a true story.
This is wild.
It's a true story of a guy in England that literally sneaks on to like the British Open like every single year as a different person, and he doesn't really know how to play golf, so he actually gets like the highest score in all of like the British Open.
Yeah, gets 100s.
Yeah, he's like the worst golfer known to man, but he sneaks on every single year and he gets on TV and stuff.
That is awesome.
It's a true story, but it's called The Phantom of the Open. I think you should definitely check it out, folks.
Yeah, I mean, like, how is that possible? How do they not know?
I love that.
After the first 2 or 3 times, you've been like, I know who you are.
Yeah, and like he just wears like a wig and a mustache one year, and then he completely different name. It's like Fletch. He just shows up and makes it in there.
That is so awesome.
Which is something that nobody has the nerve about. But there was this guy I saw on TikTok or something, and he goes to like all kinds of sporting events and just sneaks in. Like he sneaks in whether he's like the ref or sneaks in.
Oh, really?
Like
he pretends to be someone in the staff or something?
Yeah. Like he snuck into like the Super Bowl. He sneaks into different things. And I think it comes down to just having the nerve to just, you just walk in and you act like you own the place.
Like walk in with like carrying a ladder. And like, who's going to stop somebody carrying a ladder?
You just, because most workers don't know everybody because it's a big stadium.
Right. You get one of those vans, you park it or whatever, and then you flash a badge. Hey, we're here to.
And this guy completely just sneaks on. So kudos to those people. I love those people. Like those people, there should be a show about that, just sneaking onto things, sporting events.
That would be pretty cool. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I would watch.
Good stuff. Okay, so now it's time for my backstage pass. Boom.
That's backstage pass, not your backstage.
Fine. It is what it. Yeah. It's just weird saying my name in like the third person. Just be like, hey. Okay, so couple things. This week was the first week or start of the Rage Against the Machine reunion comeback tour that's been postponed for years. Honestly, I don't remember where the first show is.
Oh, great. Good story.
I know they just did 2 in Chicago back to back. Interesting thing is night 2 in Chicago, the first night in Chicago, halfway through the set, Zack, the lead singer, jacked up his leg. Like he was jumping in the middle of like Bulls and Parade. He's jumping and all of a sudden he jacks his leg up, finishes the show on like a speaker, you know, and then he gets carried off. But he was like, I'm not going anywhere. He's still saying,
Jesus.
Then even on the second night, which was like the following night in Chicago, he was still sitting on like the speaker. Like he walked out with a cane and he did the show. I will say this, like I've seen Rage Against the Machine this like probably 5 times in my life. And it was back 20 years ago, 25 years ago when they were like in their heyday. And it was always like a high energetic show and they always sounded fantastic. And so I was curious, and I think everybody's been curious to see, okay, 25 years later, they haven't really been together. From what I understand, that's a band that behind the scenes downright hates each other. Like this is a
but they put on a show.
This is a straight, we're coming back for the money, quite frankly.
Money grab.
And so the shows have sounded fantastic. I've seen so many videos of these shows. They all look good. They sound like Zack sounds amazing. The band sounds great.
Maybe they made amends. Sorry about sleeping with your mom. Who knows?
I think as you get older, money definitely plays a part.
Absolutely.
And maybe they're all traveling in separate.
Maybe the 15 years expired.
Yeah, I'm sure they're celebrating. Exactly. They're celebrating in separate tour buses. I'm sure they've all probably got families now at this point. So it's a different lineup. So me personally, I hope they tour forever and they make new music. The funniest thing that come out of it is, and I don't want to get political, and this isn't really going to go political, but there was a politician, like when you go to see Rage Against the Machine, you kind of have to know what you're getting into, hence the name Rage Against the Machine.
Right.
So there was a politician that literally tweeted, you know, this band should really just stay out of politics.
Oh, Jesus.
And go back to playing music like they used to.
They are. They're playing music.
And the funny thing is, if you know anything about Rage Against the Machine, they've always been political since day one. Every single song.
But they're playing music. That's how they're doing it. They're demonstrating it with music.
Yeah. So like in their backdrop, they have different. They don't really talk much. Like Zack doesn't talk much in between songs.
That's what I don't get.
And they have like in the backdrop, they have different like, X% of people are messed up in the Philippines or whatever. There's always whatever kind of stat. But like I said, this politician was just like, they need to leave politics to the politicians and they should go back to playing their music.
Stop.
And it's kind of like, if you knew their music, you would know. Like, I'll give you an example, like Paul Ryan, when he was, Republican congressman, when he was coming up, he got asked who his favorite band was, and he said Rage Against the Machine. And Rage Against the Machine was like, we don't want you as our number one fan, because clearly you don't get it because you're the machine that we're raging against.
Right.
But for me,
but he likes the music.
Yeah, that's the thing. You like the music, whether you one side or the other. I don't necessarily agree with everything they talk about, but I enjoy their music a lot.
Yeah, but you can't pander though.
Yeah. So
what I'm saying is they can't say to the what they got to play the music, and they continue to play music, and they don't care. Yeah. They shouldn't care who their fans are.
They shouldn't, and they should go, hey, anybody who's welcome to the party is cool. Like I think they should.
That's what Jordan did. Yeah, it was like, hey, how can you meet? Shake hands with these Republicans. He goes, Republicans buy shoes too.
Exactly. And I think everybody should look at it from that perspective. It's just like, hey, I don't care who comes as long as they show up to the show.
Absolutely.
But like I said, when you see people that are so out of touch where they're like, they shouldn't leave, shouldn't talk politics. They should go back to playing what they used to play. And I'm like, everything they play is political. So,
well, he obviously didn't know.
So when you go see Rage Against the Machine, you're in for a good show. Just know what you're getting into. The next thing I'm really excited about came out today, a matter of fact, that Pantera is going to be touring again in 2023. They've been silent for 20 years because Dimebag Darrell, the guitar player, got shot on stage. So, so he's been dead for a while. His brother, Vinnie Paul, the drummer, he died probably 5 years ago. So those brothers were the reasons why Phil Anselmo, the lead singer, couldn't get back, the band back together, because they did not get along at all in the aftermath of, the shooting of, Dimebag. But now Phil Anselmo and Rex, the bass player, are getting Pantera back, with Zakk Wylde as the rumored guitar player to fill in for Dimebag. and I'm excited. I'm like Pantera, awesome. Like that's a show that I'll be at.
I will not be at
in
any
2023. I might bring you with. You would
no,
love
why
it.
would I want to? I'm not going to go to Pantera.
I'm just kidding.
Like,
you don't like anything aggressive, so you wouldn't like.
I'm
Pantera
not going to
at all.
like any Pantera.
But don't get me wrong. Me and BK will be at that show.
Absolutely,
Like when
you two
Pantera comes back around, we'll be there. So I'm excited about that. As far as albums coming out this week, I'm going to introduce you guys to a person named Beabadoobee.
Ooh,
Beabadoobee. I think you would actually like
Beabadoobee.
So Beabadoobee is a girl from London. She's 22 years old.
Pull her up.
She's Asian. She was born in the Philippines.
Then I'm going to immediately listen to her.
She was born in the Philippines. She was raised in London. So she got to London when she was 3.
Okay.
She basically
not bad.
Her music style is fantastic. It's 90s. She sounds like 90s alternative.
Okay.
If you imagine, like, I don't know if you know, like Mazzy Star or Liz Phair, you know, some of those kind of people. So it's more indie 90s alternative.
I would absolutely do stuff.
So Beabadoobee, I love her last album that came out in 2020. So now this one's the follow-up, and it's called Beatopia.
All right.
And so
Beatopia, not Utopia.
It comes out this Friday. So
right.
I would definitely check it out.
Listen because she is attractive.
And she was inspired by Alanis Morissette.
Oh, well, of course.
And Simon
should have known the ulterior.
Simon and Garfunkel and Kimya Dawson.
I know 2 of them.
Kimya Dawson you would know her because she did the whole soundtrack for the movie Juno.
Oh, I do know that.
And so Kimya Dawson's like a, indie singer-songwriter. So everybody look out for Beabadoobee. Beabadoobee is
Beabadoobee.
22. No, she's 22 years old, I think, at this point, and Asian. I figured you'd like her.
I'm in.
Yeah. I'll play some Beabadoobee for you after the show. You like it.
See? But now I'm not connected. Maybe she has a hot mom. Can we Google?
I know, right? Beabadoobee's mom. She could be hot, but I think you would like it. It's cool. It gives you that 90s feel.
Gotcha.
Whenever you hear when you hear it.
All right.
And that's what I have for music.
Sweet.
Last but not least, when it comes to TV this week.
Oh no. Please tell me you have something interesting.
Well, I can't help you, but I'll help the rest of the rest of the listeners. So Amazon Prime released the first trailer for the new Lord of the Rings series. It's actually going to be it's going to be
TV series.
It's a mini whatever it's
you
going to
don't
be.
Like Lord of the Rings?
I don't, but it's called Rings of Power. So it takes place.
So more walking.
Well, I don't know. I think they're going to, honestly, I think they're going to steal from Game of Thrones. It takes place apparently thousands of years. It's like 1,000 or thousands of years prior to Frodo. So
prior to Frodo.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And so they're taking the works of like J.R.R. Tolkien and creating a series.
All right.
And so
there's no chance I watch.
I'm not going to lie. I saw the trailer and it didn't look like a bunch of walking. So I think I'm going to give the first episode a try. If it looks like it's all walking, then I'm out. Like,
I'm not going to even give it a chance.
I'm not a Frodo. I'm not a Mordor guy. I'm not that person, but I do love me some Game of Thrones.
The 3 Lord of the Rings movies were awful.
And I do like Amazon Prime shows. So if Amazon Prime does it right, like The Boys just ended this past season, this past Friday, fantastic.
By the way, big news. The NFL will be leaving DirecTV, which means DirecTV will officially go out of business.
Boom. Yep.
Because there's no chance anyone's going to ever get DirecTV if they don't have to get DirecTV for the NFL.
Yeah, and aren't they going to Amazon anyway? Like
for the Thursday night game. Okay. But this will be for Sunday Ticket. They're going to go somewhere else. And it's believed it's going to be Apple.
Oh, good, because I have Apple too. So I'm good.
It'll be
another fantastic.
Another charge, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll be another charge, but I mean, I'm just saying, DirecTV. Who's gonna get DirecTV if? Right. Yeah, they're gonna go.
I don't know anybody who has DirecTV now.
Well, they have to because of the package.
I feel like everybody I know has already cut the cord and is on like some form of.
But you have to get
streaming
DirecTV
service
for the package. Now people.
Yeah, I guess you don't.
Now you don't.
So anyway, that's it. So anyway, back to like the Lord of the Rings thing. Check out the trailer. I'm going to be optimistic only because I like Amazon Prime.
I'm not optimistic.
I like Amazon Prime shows so far, so I'm going to check it out. But if it's all walking, I'm out.
You're out. I'm already out. Already out. Go on.
Yes. Okay. Another thing. My last thing is a complaint. I rarely complain, as you know.
Oh yeah, rarely.
I have the biggest complaint. So Stranger Things, a couple weeks ago, released the second part of season 4, which, by the way, season 5 comes out in 2024. They're not even putting it out in 2023, but 2024. They're going to be like
skipping an entire.
They're going to be in like college by the time.
Yeah.
So it's stupid. Anyway, I hate that, but I am not the Stranger fans uber fan. I'm casual as they get. I'm like, oh, Stranger Things is on, cool, I'll check it out.
Right.
I enjoy it like the next guy, but I am not the guy who, I'm not king of the underworld or whatever.
Right. You don't know, like,
I don't know.
We have a friend at work
to be honest with you,
who's a super fan.
Outside of Mike and Elle, I don't know anybody else's name. It's just like Game of Thrones with me. I don't know their names. I know the people, but I just don't know their names. So I'm not that guy. But you know how like your phone listens to you and like you say something and
absolutely drives me nuts.
Somehow my whole phone is riddled with Stranger Things.
Now it's going to be even more riddled.
Well, I'm already in it. I'm in the upside down. I literally, my Facebook, all my ads are Stranger Things, Funko Pops, all that stuff. And
now
then,
my phone's going to be like that.
So then
I'm going to curse you.
So then when I check the news, like you get a normal news article, the next article is something about Stranger Things. And then I go into TikTok and all it is people talking about Stranger Things and the whole like Metallica, the guy played Master Puppets in the underworld or underground, whatever, upside down, whatever the thing's called. See, I don't even know this stuff. So I don't get it. I don't know why why am I being targeted by Stranger Things?
Because you say it all the time.
I'm saying it now in this show.
We have a friend at work who talks about it. Stupid.
I hate it. And I hate the people. Here's the other thing that bothers me.
By the way, TikTok should have a thumbs down button. So it's like Pandora. They had the thumbs down button where it wouldn't play. It would limit the music
like if you thumbs downed it. Yeah.
Right. So why don't they have like that on TikTok?
They should.
Where it'd be like on Stranger Things, you'd be thumbs down. They're like, okay, we're going to tone back the number of.
Yeah. Like the two, like the funny thing about Stranger Things is in this season, they had 2 songs. Like one was Kate Bush's Running Up the Hill. And that song has been out since the 80s. I knew it before, but I'm not a big fan. Not many people in America are big Kate Bush fans. So
I'm not.
All of a sudden, everybody knows that song. My son knows every word. And it's not even that good of a song. But anyway.
Now people know it.
I'm happy Kate Bush is making a ton of money off of this. Good on her. I don't care. Now, the same thing with Master of Puppets. Like kids see this one guy play Master of Puppets, and now all of a sudden everybody's a Metallica fan. Everything is Metallica and this guy and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Just get it off of my screen. I'm done. Just
get it off.
Like I feel like the kids today are so stupid. You could play any song at any point, and they're going to go, oh, it was in Stranger Things, so I got to love it. Dumb.
Hey, man, that's the way it works.
I hate it all. I want it off my phone.
Hey, I
need it out of my world.
I don't want it on my phone. It doesn't even come up. Then again, I've never watched a single episode.
I think you'd actually like it. Like it sounds bad. I know I've been trashing it. I think you would like it.
I'm not
sure. You love the 80s. You do.
I do.
And you love horror stuff.
Everyone tells me I would like the show, but now it's too built up.
You love 80s and you love horror stuff and you love kids doing stuff like Goonies and all.
Yeah, but it combined all of it, I'm not sure.
I think you would really like it.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you would. Like I said,
see.
I enjoy it as a casual fan. I'm not Mr. Stranger Things. So no, done. Anyway, that's my little rant of Stranger Things.
There you go.
My complaint.
Rant of the day. Or
get
rant
it off
of the
my
week.
phone. Now, I know we're winding down.
Homework.
We do have a homework assignment now that Brian's back. While Brian might be sleeping, you guys got to keep your brains on.
Yeah, he slept at least 5 times today.
Yeah, I can see him nodding off. So anyway, homework is top 5 albums with the best number 1 song, the very first track of the album.
Got you.
So it doesn't, and I want to clarify.
This is going to be tough for me.
This does not necessarily mean that it's the best song on that particular album. It just happens to be the best number 1 song. So example given is Welcome to the Jungle is the number 1 song on Appetite for Destruction. Me personally, it is not the best song on that album. But when you look at all the albums that's come out in the world, could that be the best number one track? Song. You know, and I would use, you know, one of mine would be Violent Femme's Blister in the Sun. It's the number 1 track of that album. And so that could be it.
Like one of mine, which, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but like Money Changes Everything on She's So Unusual.
Yeah, and like She's So Unusual.
That's a great song.
She's So Unusual had Girls Just Want to Be Fun, Just Want to Have Fun
right,
on
but
it.
it's such a good first song on an album.
Yeah, so you could use that. You might be the only one that chooses that in your top 5. In the top 5.
I think I would be.
But like, Let's Go Crazy from Prince, Purple Rain album could also be on there.
That's really good.
It's not my favorite song on that album, but it's an amazing number 1.
Crazy is a great song.
You know, because the whole Dearly Beloved, We're Gathered Here Today. It just sets the tone. It's a great tone setter. So
that is a great song.
So anyway, folks, next week's homework, the best your top 5 albums with the best track number 1. Boom. I think it's clear. I think we're clear.
Like Born on a Pirate Ship. First song, Stomach First Heart. That's not that great.
No, not that great.
So I would not choose that.
No. You know, I know there's a couple, you know, like Led Zeppelin albums that have like strong number. I would say one of the strongest, I'm not going to give my list because it's not my full list, but AC/DC Back in Black, Hell's Bells is an amazing start to an album. It sets the tone. Not the best song on the album, sets the tone. And if you're going to be a tone setter, boom. That's
I mean, but I do like an album that starts off with like a good first song that really gets you going.
Yeah.
Like we have the warm up every week.
Yeah.
So you need a good first song. Oh,
definitely need a good first song.
I found one.
Okay. Want to hit me with it, or is it Billy Joel? Let me guess. Billy Joel something.
No. Huey Lewis, Heart of Rock and Roll.
Oh, you might be the only one that picks that, but okay.
On sports? That's a great album.
I'm just saying your taste is different than a lot of the people.
Heart of Rock and Roll.
Your taste is slightly different than the rest of the world.
Yeah, you're probably going to use all like death metal stuff, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's going to be death metal. I'm going to do a top 5 of death metal. And so so anyway,
you know, mine's all going to be like bubblegum stuff. Yeah,
and by the way, I think is Piano Man the number 1 song on the Piano Man album? It might be. I want to say it's either 1 or 2. It's number 1 or number 2. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, now that we have
Brian,
someone who can look stuff up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I know you were sleeping. I didn't want to wake you.
While you were sleeping.
No,
I think it's the number.
Next segment. And
it's the number 2. It's the number 2 song. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
we don't have a next segment.
Yeah, we do.
So we missed out. At least I got number 2. Boom. You
did
get some kind of credit on that.
Traveling player. No. All
okay.
right, I'm going to have to do some research on that one.
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny?
What?
I'm so not used to Brian sleeping in the studio. He's 100% right. He's what's keeping us on track. You know why?
Why?
Mailbag.
Oh, we have mail.
Okay. Folks,
nice.
It's time for mailbag. Mailbag.
I'm making him wait till the end of the show.
They're gonna be like,
wow, it's a long show. We have a long show today.
It's all good. It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
All right. So the first email is from Space Coast Bill, and his subject is boxed candy. So
because remember a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to give a caveat. Bill sent this. Remember, we did the show a day early.
Yeah.
He sent it when we would have normally done the show.
Got it. All right.
That's completely our fault. I already
completely.
I already told him ahead of time it's our fault. So
Completely jacked
the week
that.
prior, we were talking about movie candy and why they put it in the boxes versus
Right. Okay, gotcha.
regular.
So he writes in and says, I worked at a movie theater for years, and Mooney pretty much nailed the box candy rationale. I don't have a concrete proof, but my theory is all about inventory. Boxed candy displays nicer, stacks easier, and most importantly, inventories easier. We had to count every box of candy at the end of every night to make sure no one was giving them away or selling them without ringing them up and keeping the money for themselves. Of course, we had to make sure the staff wasn't eating them too. With boxed candy, you would know with certainty the number of boxes that would fit on a shelf stacked 3 high and 3 rows deep and 2 wide, so you wouldn't have to take them all out to count them. The only candy I remember that wasn't in a box was Twizzlers, and you had to remove them from the display to count them.
See, that sucks.
You know what he just reminded me of? He when he said the staff eating them, like I am so lucky, or at least Home Depot so lucky. When I was working at Home Depot, they didn't have candy and stuff at the registers.
Now they do,
and they do now. And I'm like, man, when I was just ringing people up back in the early days, I would have totally like grabbed a Snickers or whatever. Like, oh, I'd be like, hey, Joe, can you give me a bottle of water out of the fridge there? And, and then, hey, I need some, I'm washing the Snickers down,
So,
yeah, but I think that's right on. And imagine that, you have to take all the Twizzlers out and add them up instead of just being able to look through the glass and go bing, 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 bing.
They just need to put more candy in the boxes. I don't care if they do boxes. They just need to fill them up. It's like potato chips where they give you like half plus air.
Well, the worst ones, I believe Reese's Pieces are in a box, but the candies are like right in the box. Yeah. So if you open the box, you can pour candies out. Whereas like Crunch Bits, right? They have a box.
And then a bag inside.
Yeah, a bag
Skittles
inside the box.
do that too, and it's annoying.
Then it's like, hey, you rooked me, dude.
Yeah. The Skittles, you get like 3 Skittles in a little bag within the big box. You're like
okay, I paid $8 for 4 Skittles.
Yeah, it's pretty much. They just need to work on that.
He goes on to say, you guys also talked about high concession prices. I don't know how it is now, but back when I worked at the theater, most of the ticket money went straight to the film company. It was common for blockbuster hit movies to get 100% of the gate for 2 weeks, then 80% for the next 2 weeks, etc. So yes, it cost next to nothing to make popcorn, and they were cool with employees taking large bags of popcorn home, but those high prices are how they get to keep the lights on.
Yeah. I mean, that's still the case. Yeah. I mean, they actually lose money on the movie.
Yeah.
Because they have to buy, when Star Wars Phantom Menace came out, George Lucas,
Lucasfilms,
he required all multiplex, because this is when multiplexes were huge. He required all multiplexes to put them in their top 4 size theaters. He says, if you're going to get this movie, you got to get 4 copies and you got to put it in your 4 largest theaters.
Good on him.
But that's what happens. They got to pay a boatload for it.
Oh yeah.
So that's why those concession prices have to be high. You got to make up for it. I'm buying concessions. I'm buying a large Coke and an M&M's.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
100%, guaranteed.
Yeah, represent.
My parents, they don't make money. My parents, so they never buy concessions.
Oh well, we talked about it. My mom used to bring in like the old brown paper bag, like I used for lunch, and she'd fill it with popcorn and
like bulk Necco wafers.
Yeah, no butter whatsoever. And she's like, "That's the same damn stuff." I'm like, "No, it's not." Like, look at these people; they're enjoying their popcorn.
Yeah, they're happy.
Mine, I'm like choking down, And then it was like I didn't ask for popcorn; I wanted candy. No, this is your candy.
Shut up and like it.
Yeah.
I want a cheeseburger. No, I want to.
Occasionally, we get like a fruit roll up. It would be like, that's your candy. Like, thanks.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Great email. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. Represent.
The next email is from Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com. And he writes in, his subject says, I was one of 2 leads in the raft up front. No time for drones.
So last week we were talking about Ben who went whitewater rafting and had like massive, awesome pictures. We assumed there was drones following his boat. And we were also arguing about the rapids of like the.
See, I told you he was the lead.
Yeah, he says.
Yeah.
He says, I was actually one of the lead rowers in the raft. The two people up front set the pace, while the guide in back is like the rudder person steering.
I told
That's me.
you.
I'm a rudder. I'm like the
He
official
says
rudder.
it was class 2, 3, 4, and 5 rapids, which 5 rapids are pretty serious. He says we went
They are.
down the Olympic trial part that is on the river. So that, again,
I
that
could do
had
it.
to be pretty intense. He says he had no time to fly drones that day. The rafting company has photographers at key points in the river taking dope shots. Then you buy the
Boom.
thumb drive full of the shots, I guess, at the end, if you wish. He says we did, and he posted some of those photos.
Nice.
Awesome.
I
Good
told
stuff.
you.
The photos were solid. They were
Dude, I
so
know, I
they were
told you,
so good.
I know those freaking what do you call it? Whitewater rafting things work. I went on 2 of them.
Mhm. No, but those pictures were so good. We thought he did it.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know.
Well, I mean, he would have done it better, I'm sure.
Well, he would have. But I'm saying they were really
They
good
should
quality.
hire
That's
him
why we
after he's done with the rapids.
That would be pretty dope, as he would say. But no, I could be a rudder.
No, you
I'm a
can't.
good rudder.
No, you can't be a rudder.
Good. Yeah. I'd be a solid rudder. Hey, go to the right. Yep. Nope.
You
now
need
go
to
to the
learn the
left.
rapids and learn the freaking the lake or whatever, the river.
Like I said last week, you can see a rock in the way. You can go, hey, move. Go to the right. Go
No,
this
it
way
doesn't
really, really
work
fast.
like that, dude.
If something gets in your way,
gotta know
turn.
the rocks underneath too. What if you flip and a bunch of people hurt themselves?
You could see rocks underneath.
Oh, really?
Sure
You
you
can see rocks underneath. No
yeah, because if the
problem.
water looks thin, like if it's barely ever going over a rock, you don't go there. You go on where it's deeper.
Wow, you really do have an
I'm
elevated
pretty
view
sure
of
I could
yourself
do
that
it.
no one has.
I could do it.
All right. Well, thank you, Ben.
All right.
Great email.
Thank you, Ben, from
Thanks,
K
Ben.
Street PhotographyDC.com. Boom.
Was that it?
That's the
I
end of
think
our
that- I
emails
think-
for the week. More people need to write in.
Damn.
Yeah.
Where's Rob and
And JT?
Smorgy?
I know.
They're
Well, you know what?
sleeping.
Next week is music. I have a feeling I'm calling them all out.
They're sleeping.
Yeah.
They're sleeping.
I'm gonna throw BK in this one too. BK needs to step it up. He's been way busy, but still, he needs to step it up.
Yeah, why doesn't he write in or come in?
I'm
He's
not gonna
afraid.
lie. He's been doing like 6 cars a day.
Jesus.
He's on break. This is like
The
I don't know
busy
if we-
time this summer.
Oh yeah,
tax
everybody wants their ride to
It's
look
tax
good.
season.
Yeah, it's crazy, and so everybody, you think gas prices would get people? Nope. They want their ride to look clean.
Well, they're going back down. They're going back down.
Yeah. So should we just start off with BK since he's?
Yeah, we should absolutely. I mean, the summer's here. We're right in the thick of it. We got about 2 months left. So you got to get on his list now, because if you want a shiny, like perfect smelling car to drive around in the summer, who wants a bad?
No one wants a
rotten
bad smelling
right.
car. No.
Especially with the summer. The heat amplifies any odors in your car.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, he'll probably kill me for saying this, but if you've taken like a family truckster vacation,
Yeah.
where you're going cross country and you come back and like what that car smells like.
You have like
kids spilled
Dum-Dums
cereal
and
and
Skittles,
everything.
you have nowhere ride.
He will make it look brand spanking
Absolutely.
new.
Every little bug that you killed, every little scrape, every little dirt thing, he will make that thing look perfect.
Yep.
Take the woman out on a date, pick her up in your nice, beautiful new ride. And the way to do it is just by calling 571-233-8716. Get on Big Dog's auto detailing list. You won't regret it. It will be the best money you've ever spent this summer. I'm just going to say it.
Boom, BK.
BK.
Now we're up to my main man. What was that?
That was weird.
Yeah,
Ben?
I'm blaming Brian. It didn't happen in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Way to go. Brian sleeps and now he
Making
comes
noise
back and
and
makes
stuff.
noises.
The
Great.
desktop audio does not come across.
Okay, so
So maybe that was us.
it might have been us. So anyway, for all your music and tech, you do it better than me. I'm not even going to
I
get
thought you were
started.
going with Ben.
No, I was gonna go.
I was like music and tech with Ben. Like when?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Ben actually posted something today on Facebook that he's getting into making videos and stuff.
What?
Yeah, he's looking at the old audio video.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know if maybe he got his education with Andy from Creative Underground.
Maybe he did, and maybe that's why I went.
You know, they're boys now. They've been working a lot together. So.
They have. But the guy made it all happen for us. And I can't thank him enough. We can't thank him enough. All music, all tech support for Subfacts is provided by our friend Andy at the elusive Creative Underground. He runs a state-of-the-art production studio in our hometown of Leesburg, Virginia. Everybody can find out more by going to his website, but that's not all. He does corporate events. He does weddings, bar mitzvahs, concerts, pro karaoke. He's the local tech guy, and he runs audio visual camps for kids.
And he just had a Billboard artist actually come to his studio to do some work.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, awesome.
This guy's
all over the place.
Huge. Yeah. Huge. I don't want to give you a phone number because you'll find out everything on the website.
www.creativeunderground.co, not .com. Only the cool people go to creativeunderground.co.
Only the cool people.
If you're not cool, actually you can take a class.
You can go to the website to become cool.
He'll make you cool.
Yep.
But
if you don't think you're cool right now, go to the website and you'll become cool.
Exactly. And somebody who's already cool. Like this dude spits cool.
Spits cool
is Ben from K3PhotographyDC.com. Everywhere he goes, he takes cool selfies.
Pictures, videos.
He's like a trendsetter kind of guy.
Yes.
He definitely beats to his own drum, but he creates cool.
He sets trends.
He's a cool creator, And so Ben is also he's an award-winning image builder and FAA certified pilot of drones, which he just got a brand new drone to make even cooler,
awesome
drone stuff. He specializes in commercial real estate marketing, business headshots, team imaging, drone cinematography. Pretty much does it all.
He does it all. The guy is a Renaissance man, and you got to get to his website because you got to hire him for whatever you're doing. Pictures, videos. He's the man. Give him a call.
Yep. And big news for us. Before the show, I was rocking my Subfacts football jersey that I actually did have custom made, so it's not on our site. But I was outside and my neighbor was like, "Hey, love the jersey. Where can I get one?" I was like, "It's a one
awesome.
I was like, "It's a one of a kind." And
we can order one.
This is what's funny. She goes, "You guys need merch." And I was like, "Oh, you don't know?
We have merch."
I was like, "We have a ton of merch." And she was like, "Really? Where do I go?" And I was like, "You go to subfactspodcast.com."
Outstanding.
I sent her the link, and of course, I'm like, "Yeah, just hit the hamburger on the right.
Yeah,
click on the merch section." I told her about the beach towels, and she was like, "I need some beach towels."
There you go.
I'm like, "Dude,
they're going fast."
We're done. She already, I think, is already placing an order for beach towels and the coffee mug. She likes the coffee mug,
and the poster that we'll sign.
Yeah, we'll sign the poster. I know a guy. And so anyway, yeah, I told her subfactspodcast.com, and that's where you're going to get all your merch.
Awesome.
Maybe one of these days we'll get one of these cool football jerseys up there, but for right now it's a one of a kind.
Awesome.
But it can be purchased if somebody wants to make me an offer. Boom. So I'll take any offer.
And sign it.
Oh, sure. Can you imagine if this was like framed and hanging up in somebody's man cave?
Awesome.
Like an official signed by Matt Subfacts jersey. It's
Awesome.
on point. I would let you sign one of the letters, one of the numbers.
I'm making my own jersey.
No, but you could sign one.
Getting my own jersey, number 3.
Boom. Fair enough. Why 3?
I approve.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Not as good as 27
or 5. 5 is my favorite number.
You should go your favorite number. You can't just go Babe Ruth. Go favorite number.
All right, I'll go 5.
Okay, boom. Mooney's going to be number 5. Where was it? Oh, yeah. So also homework. We mentioned it before. Write into the show. Do the homework. Subfactspodcast@gmail.com. Feel free and write in. We'll be nice. We'll be friendly. Even if you give terrible answers, we'll be nice about it, I think. Subfactspodcast@gmail.com. if you are just new to the show and you have friends that you want to tell about the show and they don't know where to listen to us, let them know that we're on every single platform.
Spotify, iHeartRadio,
podcasts.
Stitcher, everything.
We're on every major one: Pandora, Apple Podcasts,
Samsung Podcast,
Samsung, boom, iHeartRadio. We're back on YouTube. We took a couple weeks off.
on YouTube.
You can see this video on YouTube. What's up? Yeah, we're everywhere. So with that being said, I think we've had a great show. Brian, welcome back.
A little long, but we had a comeback episode.
Big comeback. So anyway, we will see you next week. Stay safe out there, and bye.